21S of Lewis Schneider going to lead him down into turns 1 and 2. Hugs the bottom, pushes up. Track still looks to be a little greasy here, but it's going to come in and be nice and fast. Drag racing down into the corner, looking to the inside of 16 to Thomas Pepper's going to be the 3 of Brent Guillory. Guillory back on the gas. Out of turn 4, it's going to be 16 of Thomas Pepper holding on to the second place spot. A little bit of smoke pouring out from the 3 of Guillory. Goes in right behind Pepper, looks to the inside on the brakes. Pepper losing control of this one. And he is going to stay clean and green with Brent Guillory out in the second place spot all on his own. But walking the dog in the pink and white 21. Nice and smooth around the bottom. He's got the track figured out for the heat race. Lewis Schneider from Anahuac, Texas. He's taken a few weeks off, and he is back out picking where he left off. Lewis Schneider pushes up all the way into the racing groove, allowing the 3 of Guillory to pick up a little ground. But running out of laps is the 3 of Brent Guillory. Guillory going to have to make something happen here as we are cross flags halfway home. Around is Thomas West on the bottom of turn 3 and 4, and he's gonna maybe stall it out. We'll watch him, see how he does, but back up front, Brent Guillory with a move right here to the inside of Schneider. Schneider gets crossed up, stays all the way on the brakes, and boy, howdy, ladies and gentlemen, we are gonna have ourselves a fight to the finish. Guillory's gonna stay onto the bottom, dodges the tractor tires, a white flag comes out. One more lap and 4 more turns for the 21S. So Lewis Schneider. Schneider again pushing in the middle of the corner. Brent Guillory has it figured out. Guillory to the inside of a turn 2. Guillory sets him to go top to bottom here on the exit of turn 4. Opening the doors, Schneider out of 4. It's going to be Lewis Schneider picking up the Baker Oil Field heat race. Flag racing on a turn 4. Lewis Schneider taking them astride. Looking to the outside, it's going to be the 3 of Brent Guillory. Guillory's going to cross over turns. 1 and 2. Guillory looking for something to prove. Lewis Schneider going to peek back to the inside. Schneider gets way sideways. And Brent Guillory, your sole leader right now. Lewis Schneider looking to sit. Might have stalled it out. Caution flag comes down on the 21S of Lewis Schneider. Coming on a turn 4, Brent Guillory sets them loose. We are back underway. Lewis Schneider going to look here to the bottom of turns 1 and 2. Gets on the gas, pushes up the track. Guillory, smooth as glass. Guillory working the middle line of the racing surface here. Lewis Schneider with a good corner, gaining some ground and cutting up some of the distance. Lewis Schneider in striking distance once again. He's tight through the middle of 1 and 2. Time after time, we'll see how he adjusts to that one as the night goes on. Schneider with a good corner through the middle. Brent Guillory holding him off. We are door to door. Schneider on the brakes. Stays out of the door of Brent Guillory. Guillory is your current points leader for your Baker Oil Field Service Street Stocks. We are going to have ourselves a shootout cross flags halfway home. Guillory sets it to the top. Once again, Lewis Schneider with a good run. Guillory gave him too much room. Guillory on the brakes, gets back down to the middle of the racing surface. Battle, here we are. It's Guillory, Schneider, Guillory, Schneider. Schneider way tight in the middle of the corner in 1 and 2. Still trying to figure it out. Into the wall is going to be the 16 of Thomas Pepper. And Pepper is down. Caution flag comes out. Pace once again. Lewis Schneider tries to jump it. Green flag racing. This is going to be a shootout. Lewis Schneider goes to the bottom. Guillory working the top of the racing surface. We are door to door through turns 1 and 2. Schneider looking to the bottom in turns 3 and 4. Once again, catfishing, holding on is Brent Guillory with 2 laps to go. Mistake by Schneider may cost him. Gonna have to reel in Guillory. Guillory with a mistake. Ladies and gentlemen, 2 drivers that don't have a lot of seat time in this class are both driving like there is no tomorrow, looking either one for their first feature win. Sparks are flying down the backstretch. Out of turn 4, the 3 of Mr. Brent Guillory. We'll see how this one's going to go. If a grudge race will be one, it would be right here. Work in the bottom of the racing surface, going into the corner. Brittany Owens back into the gas, green to the outside with a run down the backstretch. Owens a little loose there, dodging. It's going to be the 75 of Black. Black peaks to the outside, 22 of Owens, almost goes around on her own on the bottom. And Chase Carr right on by the outside. Track still a little bit slick, but coming in nicely. Different grooves already kind of developing. We saw that within the street stocks. Guillory worked the top to bottom. Schneider stayed to the middle and the bottom. Both lines were fast, and Chris Green making the top side work here in this one. Cross flags halfway home for the 43 of Chris Green. Green changed numbers and a little bit of a color scheme midway through the year. Used to be a black and green 69. Real nice looking wrap that they went and changed to on that 43. You can see him hit the brakes, kind of reset the car a little bit. Middle of the corner. And chasing on him hard, the 75 of Marcus Black. Black has had a lot of seat time within that car. He knows it very well, and he has been very consistent all season long, and he will definitely be one of those drivers to keep your eye on as he moves up into the regular limited modifieds next season. 2 laps to go. Running him down, Chris Green to the top. Marcus Black trying to cut the corner but stays on the brakes. He's going to rethink it for another lap. White flag waving. There's no time better than now. Marcus Black lost several lengths off the last lap. He's going to try to come here to the bottom. Not going to happen for him right there in turns 1 and 2. Chris Green with the lead down the backstretch going into turns 3. Nice and smooth, nice and easy, and nice and fast off the top of turn 4 to pick up your rookie limited modified heat race. Folks, here we are. Green flag racing on a turn number 4. Chris Green and Marcus Black lead him down to turns 1 and 2. Black with a good run off the bottom, but not enough to recap that lead on the 43 of Chris Green. We do stay clean and green through lap number 1, and the battle for the race lead is now commenced. Marcus Black got an opportunity in turn 4, and he is now going to wheel and deal his way up there. Mistake and error there by the 42K of Kerry Gilly, pushing up some smoke in the entrance of turns 1 and 2 from the dirt coming up. He is all right. Mistake by Chris Green opens the door. Green. In the middle of 3 and 4, and we are green flag racing. Marcus Black putting the right rear up there in the dust. Gilly has found success the last 3 weeks on the top groove of the racing surface. See if he can get it going here again tonight. Work some of that high side magic. Out front, Marcus Black in the 75B. Nice and smooth, he and Gilly. Gilly gonna have to find a little consistency here and calm down. Had several corners back to back, getting a little sideways and scrubbing off speed. Gotta hit the marks, smooth as fast. And Marcus Black in the 75 is proving that one here. Staying strong and smooth, continuing the run out fast, the 75 of Marcus Black. He's now got second place stretched down to about a half a straightaway. Gilly has a good corner there in turns 3 and 4 with 2 laps to go for your race leader. Lap traffic may come into play. The 22P of Brittany Owens looks ahead of him on the backstretch. White flag on your race leader, the 75 of Marcus Black. Black easy on the gas to the inside of Owens through turns 3 and 4 and taking the checkered flag, the 75B of Marcus Black. Line up here on a turn 4, we are green flag racing. Down into turns 1 and 2, David Weibel with a lead out of 2, and here comes the 50 of Cody Swear looking to work the bottom of the racing surface behind the 99 of Lejeune. Around the top in turns 3 and 4, the 14T of Ty Dubos. Dubos had his first race and first feature win last weekend, and here he is, night 2 in the car, making a big move to the outside on lap 1. And David Weibel getting crossways, and that's going to stack him up. And yellow comes down in turns 3 and 4 as Ryder Wells in the 24 stalls one out. Single file restart. Here we are in a turn 4. Lejeune leads them down the front stretch. Lejeune, Weibel, Swear working the outer line of the racing surface right now. Diving it down, looking to the bottom in turns 3 and 4. David Weibel to the inside, Cody Swear to the outside, and turns 3 and 4. Working the bottom is going to be Weibel. Advantage down of turn 4 is going to go to Swear. Working now into turns 1 and 2 we go. We've got one stalled out, pushed to the infield, so he is not going to bring out a caution flag. Cody Swear now with a crosshair set on the 99 of Chase Lejeune. Lejeune staying to the bottom of the racing surface. Swear staying to the top, taking the momentum. 2 laps to go for your race leader, the 99 of Chase Lejeune. Sweer stretching that racing surface all the way as far as he can, getting every bit of momentum that he can from the top shelf. White flag waving on the 99 of Chase Lejeune. Within 2 lengths is the 50 of Cody Sweer. This is Sweer's first night out here in 2019, and we're going to go side by side down the backstretch. Sweer to the top. Lejeune's been fast on the bottom, and mistake by Cody Sweer to the stripe. Ladies and gentlemen, 99 of Chase Lejeune. All the way from Broussard, Louisiana, looking to come to Texas and bring home a checker. Cody Sweer looking to the outside off the top of 1 and 2, and he's going to take the spot and advantage down the backstretch. Sweer and Lejeune battling here for the first lap. Solid. Lejeune looking back down to the bottom in turns 3 and 4. Gonna drive it up wheel to wheel on the exit, but Sweer has the momentum off the top. Chase Lejeune has a lot of experience in these micro sprints. Cody Sweer had a full season in it last year, and this is his first run out here at GTRP in 2019, and he is coming in with something to prove. Battle for the race lead continuing to get hotter and hotter as Lejeune not giving up much distance here to Sweer in turns 3 and 4. Again, Lejeune staying right in it from the bottom. Shortest way around the track is around the tires, but Sweer has the momentum working in his favor on the top line. Cross flags halfway home for your race leader, Cody Sweer. And there's a little crossover in turns 1 and 2. Lejeune taking the outside position away from Sweer, making him run the bottom. Sweer's going to go to the top here in turns 1 and 2, looking for the momentum off the top, and he's going to find it, but the bottom grip is working in Chase Lejeune's favor. All the way from Cajun Country, Broussard, Louisiana, the number 99, getting some laps in here at GTRP before the big weekend race coming up on Labor Day. Holding our breath on the start, and we now make it through turns 1 and 2. Out front, trying to hold on is Chase Lejeune, but spotting advantage going back to the top is the 50 of Cody Sweer. Looking at 2 laps to go right here. Lejeune off the bottom of turn 4 once again. Lejeune once again tightening the distance with 1 more lap. Cody Sweer, the number 50, has 4 more turns to try to hold off Chase Lejeune. Lejeune with a good corner within distance to make something happen. He's going to cut it down to the bottom once again. In turns 3 and 4, Lejeune off the exit and at the stripe. Cody Sweer, the number 50, picking up your 600 micro sprint feature. Fast man to the right. Here we are. This is going to be a shootout in here. Holding our breath through turns 1 and 2. We stay clean and green. Looking to the inside of Corey Neal Jr. in the C7 is going to be the 43 of Mr. Chase Breezy. A little loose there on the exit of 4. Opens the door for Breezy. This is Breezy's first time in this car here this season, driving for Chris Green. Randy Bridges in the 46 looking to the inside of Breezy, does not find an opening. Here comes Randy, corn dog level in the 83 to the outside of Bridges from turn 4. Your second place spot, C7 of Corey Neal Jr. spent his summer traveling and working wrenches for Tyler Erb. That's right, Tyler Erb, old Turbo, went running with him in the late models, and he learned a thing or two because last weekend, Corey Neal Jr. drove his first late model race, raced with the super late models up in Chatham, Louisiana, and had a top 10 run, his first time to ever drive a late model. So he is definitely going to be a young wheelman to watch in years to come. And even right here tonight, trying to get this car figured out back in a limited, first time since the beginning of the summer. But you know what? Person who does not have to get their feet back wet is the 18 of John Weibel. Weibel picked up the win last weekend out here at GTRP, made his way to Rush Truck Center Victory Lane, and he's looking to do the same thing here tonight. Started on the pole and out front in your first R&L Truck Repair heat race of 2. White flag waving on the Mid-County Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram 18 of John Weibel. Weibel not straying from the top of the racing service. Chase Breezy with a big run there on the C7 of Corey Neal Jr. Had to hit the brakes to stay out of him. Battle for the second place spot on a turn 4 is going to be good. John Weibel takes the win here in heat race 1. And Corey Neal Jr. tight grouping. Dwayne Blair sets him loose from the flag stand. We are underway. Estes and Rhodes lead him down into turns 1 and 2. On the brakes is the front row. Lovell on the brakes as well, getting into the back end of Rhodes with nowhere to go, but that allowed the 22 of Denby Sr. to make a big move to the front. Here we are in a turn 4 four-way battle for the lead. Getting the current spot and advantage is going to be the 3D of Darrell Rhodes. 83 of Savannah ain't got time for that level. And trying to work the inside of Estes is the 22 of Denby Jr. Denby Jr. is going to peek to the inside, try to work it from the bottom. Not going to be enough momentum as the 183 of Estes has the spot, but not the advantage going into turns 1 and 2. And Tracy Denby Sr. with a little bit of a slide job there on Estes. Doesn't quite clear it, but Estes gives him the spot. Now 15 of Denby Jr. gives his dad the old slide job in turns 3 and 4. Your pole sitter on the outside took the lead. Darrell Rhodes from the first corner in the 3D. Now trying to track him down and make a move is the 83 of Savannah Lovell. Lovell picked up 3 feature wins in the rookie limited modified class, and 3 wins will move you up. So she got her 3rd. She's now up here with the big boys. And she is holding her own ahead of the always fast Denby family. And you see Tracy Denby Jr. pick up a good head of steam there down the backstretch. On the gas with 2 laps to go. Denby Jr. in the 15. Gonna try to cut the bottom of the corner. On the brakes was the 83 to dodge the 3D. And now the 83 of Savannah Lovell with a run down the backstretch. Getting up to the quarter panel of the 3D of Rhodes. Rhodes having to fight the car just a little bit as the white flag waves. We are dead even at the stripe. Lovell down to the bottom of the racing surface on the brakes. Spot goes to the 3D of Rhodes as the 15 of Denby Jr. peeked to the inside of Lovell. Now to the turns 3 and 4. Rhodes is going to guard the bottom. He knows she's fast right there. Picking up your second R&L Truck Repair Heat Race, the 3D of Darrell Rhodes. Pace is being set on the pole. John Weibel and Dwayne Blair sets them loose. We are limited modified racing. Top to bottom is going to be the 3D of Darrell Rhodes. On the brakes hard is the C7 of Corey Neal Jr. Something went wrong there in turn 1. Gathers it back up. comes onto the track. We'll have to make sure, see what goes on here. Battle for the third place spot. Here comes the inside. Tracy Denby Jr. looking to get past Savannah. Ain't got time for that level. Denby Jr. looking to slide it there in turns 1 and 2. Lovell with the advantage and the momentum down the backstretch. Denby Jr. does it again. Savannah was anticipating it, but overcorrected there to avoid him just a bit, because why wreck 2 cars? Just drive it right back around him. Makes a good move, gets past the 22 of Tracy Denby Sr. And now Denby Sr. working the same line around the bottom as Denby Jr. did as well. That's kind of one of those, hey, Dad, follow me. I think I got a line. And they are doing this, that. Tracy Denby Sr. in the 22 sets it up once again, trying to dive underneath the 83 of Lovell, but nothing there for him. Lovell's got that crate motor working perfectly on this dry, slick racing surface. That is one of the benefits to a crate motor is, 1, they're not as expensive, and 2, on dry, slick tracks, they help drastically with throttle control, with all the low-end torque without blowing the tires off, and we are seeing that success here. Shuffling a little bit into the back, the 83 of Randy Lovell has his hands full with the 49 of Blake Seals. Seals goes top to bottom and turns 1 and 2, trying to get underneath him, but not enough there for him. While Ron Brown in the 58 is going to have some pressure coming in from Lovell and Seals as they go down into turns 1 and 2. Ron Brown staying to the top of the racing service. The other 2 drivers working the middle. On a 2, ladies and gentlemen, down the backstretch into turn 3. Your race leader, John Weibel, in the Mid-County Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram 18, looking at cross flags halfway home and a straightaway lead on the second place of Mr. Darrell Rhodes, with the 15 of Tracy Denby Jr. cutting to the inside. Denby Jr. working. Working the bottom, and it's going to pay off just to hit the brakes. Got door to door with the 3D of Rhodes, and we got the 49 of Blake Seals around in turns 3 and 4. Leader's going to restart him now in turns 3 and 4. We are back underway. Tracy Denby Sr. with a look to the inside of the 3D of Darrell Rhodes down the backstretch into turns 3 and 4, and now Darrell Rhodes has the momentum off the top, but not enough. Digging from the bottom is going to be Denby Sr. and the red and white 22. Looking back now in the 3rd place spot, all on his own. 15 of Denby Jr. stopping atop turns 1 and 2. Bring out a caution. We're going to set him loose once again. Here we are back underway. Tracy Denby Sr. was right there with him on the gas. Good battle right here with Lovell and Lovell for the 4th place spot. Savannah looking to the inside of Randy. Hits the brakes, gives him the line. Down the backstretch we go. Lovell still working the top line of the racing service. Going to try to cut the corner off there for the 3D of Rhodes. Can't find it, but he is right on his heels at the flag stand. Randy Lovell matching Rhodes inch for inch right now. Down the backstretch we go. Neither one of them pulling away or gaining ground. Into the corner it's going to be Randy Lovell on the chase. Cutting the corner. Not enough to get it done, but cutting in some of the real estate from Rhodes. And now we are going to be door to door down the backstretch with the advantage going to the 83 of Randy Lovell. Down into turns 1 and 2. The B&D Motorsports 22 of Tracy Denby Sr. giving your race leader a run for the money down the backstretch. On the heels, cutting hard. Looking at it now, 2 laps to go on a turn 4. Holding on, the 18 of John Weibel. Weibel staying around the top. Denby Sr. following him with 1 lap to go as the white flag comes out of this 20-lap contest. John Weibel into turns 3 and 4. On the exit, picking up your R&L Truck Repair Limited Modified Feature to Rush Truck Center Victory Lane, Mr. John Weibel. Backs up, and now here we are, green flag racing. 63 of Vanderpool is going to lead him down into the turns 1 and 2. Randy Lovell to the outside, getting pushed all the way up into the marbles. '83 a Lovell to the inside of Jeff Castile. Castile has the position at the stripe. Down into turns 1 and 2. Lovell working the bottom, trying to get the grip with those asphalt pull-offs, and he's going to have a good run down the backstretch. Creeping up to the door of the 30 of Jeff Castile here now through turns 3 and 4. Both drivers having the same car position, just a different line. Neither one of them hanging the back end out much more than the other. Randy Lovell there scrubbing off a little bit more speed than he would have liked in turns 1 and 2. Lovell trying to pace something here with a little bump and run going into turns 1 and 2. Castile not phased, but just misses the groove on the exit. And Lovell's going to get spot and advantage, and Castile gives him the hit back saying, Randy, you slide dog, I know what you did, but I don't like it. Lovell used a little bit of finesse, and Castile not happy. But you know who is happy right now? The old 63 of Mr. Paul Vanderpool out of turn 4. He's got a lot of laps in the seat of race cars, and he showcases that experience very nicely, being very smooth throughout each corner. Maintaining good corner speed here on a dry slick track is key, so we will see what it's going to do throughout the night. The top side, you can see a little bit of dust when the drivers get out of the racing groove, but the groove is still up there. It's widening out. Once you blow that dust off, there's still moisture up underneath that. All the dust has just kind of been pushed up from the bottom. And so this racetrack's going to get nice and fast as we continue on through the night. Slide job's going to be in, well, we'll just say they won't be in a shortage. White flag's going to be the 63 of Paul Vanderpool here in this one, working the top through turns 1 and 2. Nice and smooth. He goes down the backstretch. Staying to the top in 3 and 4. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise and put it together for the 63 of Mr. Paul Vanderpool. This is set, Tommy Montalero. Green flag is in the air. We are racing. Lovell and Huff on the gas fast down into turns 1 and 2. Jamie Sanford on the bottom trying to get to the inside of Montalero as your outside line. Makes a quick run to the first and second place spot. Sanford goes up to the top and gets on by the 66 of Montalero. Now we are single file. We're going to see who's going to have the groove, make the jump to the bottom for a slide job pass. 11J of Sanford reeling in the 91 of Huff very quickly. Gives Huff a tap on the back bumper. Huff pushes up the track. Jamie goes across underneath. Good battle for the second place spot. Sanford to the inside of Huff. Down and turns 1 and 2. Spot and advantage the 11 of Sanford. Sanford's been gaining some confidence over the last several weeks, and we are seeing it showcased right here in this heat race. Makes a big move to get into the top 3 and chase down Savannah Lovell. Five laps down of the scheduled 8, and Jamie Sanford may have something for your race leader. Savannah ain't got time for that Lovell. Looking nice and good here from the start to taking 2 laps to go. Staying smooth, staying fast around the top. Jamie Sanford's been cutting his teeth catfishing on the bottom. Sanford changes his line a little bit, works the middle of the racing surface as the white flag comes out for Savannah Lovell. That Trackside Motorsports 83, not straying from the top line. She knows it's fast. That's where she got her feature win last weekend, running the top groove. Sanford gonna go cut to the bottom here in turns 3 and 4, trying to get the car to rotate. Not enough. Savannah Lovell in the 83 picking up heat race number 2. Tight, nice and slow with Barry White on the radio. Ladies and gentlemen, we are green. Savannah ain't got time for that. Lovell gets the lead going out there into turns 1 and 2. On the chases, Vanderpool, Sanford, Lovell, and Huff. 1, 2, 3, 4, top 5. Jamie Sanford, the 11J, is going to poke it down to the inside. We're going to go door to door through turns 3 and 4. We do stay clean and green through lap number 1. Sanford not giving up on that bottom lane right there through turns. Whoa, and we're going to go touching back and forth. 11J and 63 inside the infield is going to be Sanford. We'll see how that's going to shake out. And he's going to have a right front flat. That's going to end it for him here. Out front, holding on, Savannah Lovell in the 83, chasing hard is Paul Vanderpool. Battle for the 5th place spot. Tommy Montalero in the 66 to the bottom. Jeff Castile on the outside. Castile with a spot in the advantage. Down a 2, down the backstretch we go. Lovell back to the inside of Vanderpool. They had a little bad blood going during the heat race. We'll see if that carried over into the feature. Randy Lovell going up top, trying to get the momentum to run with him off the exit of turn number 2. Paul Vanderpool doing what he can to try to track down the 83 of Savannah Lovell. Looks like the 69 has a broken tie rod. You can see that wheel just a shoveling on the right side. Savannah Lovell out front. Paul Vanderpool, Randy Lovell, 1, 2, 3. 69 pulls down into the infield. That is Bruce Tesh who's going to end his night here on that one. Cross flags halfway home for your factory stock A-Main. On the chase to Russ Truck Center victory lanes, the 83 of Savannah Lovell. To the infield comes the 83 of Randy Lovell. Battle 1 and 2 all by themselves, Savannah and Vanderpool. Vanderpool looked to gain a little bit of ground there down the backstretch into turns 3 and 4. Lovell still looking about 4 lengths on the second place of Vanderpool. Don't count him out. He's been around this racetrack many, many times, and he will get crafty. Looking like Phil Mickelson on a flop shot from 50 yards out. You never know what's going to happen. Pull a rabbit out of the hat. Vanderpool still working the top of the racing surface, following Lovell line for line, lap for lap. That Trackside Motorsports 83 digging on some 41 shocks, taking 2 laps to go. She made the move on the outside pole in the first corner to get the advantage down the backstretch out of the corner, and it is paid off here tonight. Looking to stay smooth and stay fast. White flag waving for Savannah Lovell. Into turn 3 and coming on out of turn 4, put it together for Savannah. Ain't got time for that Lovell.